joined now by sophomore linebacker Nate Dreiling. Nate will take questions from the group. Please introduce yourself and state your affiliation. The floor is open.
Nate, Eddie Lomchek with KKOW Radio. Defensively, just on paper, great game last week. How did you feel with the way you guys played against Washburn?
I thought we got back to playing a little faster than we have been. That week off was definitely nice. We got to heal up a little bit, and defense played fast and hard, and everyone ran to the ball, and that made a huge difference for us.
How much did it help playing like that they had beaten you before?
It's definitely feels good to beat someone that beat you earlier in the season, but I don't think players put too much into that compared to you media guys. Just want to go out and win, no matter what, especially if it's go home.
How about defending the run against a team like that can still throw, and again this week? Talk about the importance of being able to stop the run first.
Yeah, last week we definitely wanted to make them one-dimensional. That was a huge key to their offense, that they could keep the defense off balance by throwing and running. But we shut down the run for the most part, and that led us to a little better pass defense than the first time we played them. And the same thing will go into this week. They got a couple good running backs and good offensive line, so we need to try to do what we can to stop the run and hopefully contain the pass as well.
With that run stop, talk about the play of the D-line and the rush they were able to get.
Yep, D-line's done a great job all year, as evident, and hopefully they can keep up the good work. Northwest is really good guys up front, so it'll be a good challenge for them.
What do you think it boils down to on Saturday?
It comes down to third downs like it usually does in this league. We can win third downs, get them off the field, and see if our offense can do something with it. We'll have a good shot.
Can you just talk about it real quick, or Michael Admire, KOAM, could you just talk about it real quick, playing in the jungle? I know this is something that Northwest has been talking about all week. They're really anxious about coming out here. Not very often you guys get to play on campus. Can you just talk about that real quick?
Yeah, it's definitely great for this rivalry. I don't know the last time they've played here, but I'm sure it's been 5 years or so. But it'll be a great experience. The atmosphere is going to be awesome. I'm sure there's going to be tons of people in the crowd. So all the players are looking forward to it, and obviously so are they. So hopefully we can put a show for whoever comes and watch.
What impact would it make? I'm not sure on the status of Stringer yet, but what impact would it make on the defense if he's unable to play?
Right now he's playing, so that'll be good for us. But if he not able to go during it, it'll make a little impact, just maybe mentally. But we know we have good guys to back him up, so I mean, not too much for us. We've been practicing someone else all week, and Joe Winchell's done a great job. So it's not like there's any layoff on talent there. But I mean, it's just nice to have another good senior captain out on the field with you.
From KSN, the fact you've beaten Northwest once already, how much confidence does it give you guys coming into this game?
Yeah, it goes to show that they're not unbeatable anymore. They definitely had a good run and obviously keep running with it. But I think it's going into the Arrowhead game, there's maybe a couple doubts here and there in a couple players' face. But now we've beat them once, so we know we can do it. And we just need to keep working hard. We know they're going to be ready to go. So we prepared well so far this week, and we need a couple more good practices, and hopefully we can end up beating them.
Hey, Nate, Greg Grizzolano, columnist of Team Com. Would you personally prefer to, when you have to play a team the second time in the season, would you prefer to beat them, handily, blow them out in the first game, or would you prefer to have a close game like you guys had against Northwest Arrowhead?
I think anybody would like to blow them out the first game, so they'd have no confidence coming in this one. But they know they could have very easily won that Arrowhead game, so I'm sure their confidence is going to be high, same as ours. So I think the first game is pretty much just a wash. Not like there's going to be any different mentality coming out into this game because of the last one. But both teams know it's a win or go home, so they'll leave it all out on the field.
It looks like Adams is going to be the starting quarterback. Does he bring anything different to the table that you have to scheme for defensively?
I mean, both their quarterbacks are obviously very talented players, but he maybe does a couple things different, but it's not like we're going to change our game plan depending on what quarterback we see. We just know we need to do a good job of containing whoever's in, and hopefully we can get a couple stops.
We're joined now by senior tight end Bristan Kelley. Bristan will take questions from the group.
Hey, Bristan, Eddie Lomchek with KKOW Radio. Just talk about last week and what it was like to avenge a loss to Washburn.
Oh, it was a great feeling. All week, you didn't want to think about the last time we played them, but kind of it's in the back of everybody's mind. And so we had a really great week of practice and preparation, and then to get the win was a really good feeling.
The weather was pretty nasty. Talk about from an offensive perspective, and there's a chance for rain this Saturday. Does that change your thinking, knowing the elements may be a factor?
No, not really. We always come in, into the game prepared for any situation, and the coaches do a really great job of making us aware that they'll do whatever they have to make sure we're ready for whatever happens on Saturday.
You look at Northwest and their defense from the first meeting. What do you think some keys are to have success on offense on Saturday?
Really, just the coaches have been emphasizing a lot of making sure you do your job, and don't worry about anybody else. Hold yourself accountable, and then everyone else. If everybody does that, we should be all right on offense.
You're pretty excited to get them at home?
Hopefully the crowd can be part of our advantage. I mean, I know they'll have a lot of fans here too, and it'll be a great atmosphere, but being at Pitt, I'm sure it's going to help us a little bit.
Bristan from the KSN TV, the fact you've beaten them once already, how much confidence they give you guys going into this game?
Well, going into every game, we try to have a lot of confidence. I mean, you never want to go into a game nervous. The coaches really emphasize, making sure everybody knows what they're doing, and as long as you know your job and you do your job, we should be fine.
Hey, Bristan, Greg Grisolano, columnist for Team Com. Would you rather beat a team that you have to play twice in the same season? The first time, would you rather beat them, in a close game like you guys had at Arrowhead, or would you rather blow them out?
In all honesty, a win's a win to me. So, as long as we get the win, I'm happy.
Do you feel like either one of those scenarios, though, gives your team or the other team an advantage? Like maybe the team that gets blown out, they're that much more fired up to play you again? Or?
No, I mean, with teams in this conference, you're always fired up to play them because you know that any Saturday, anything can happen. So no matter what the situation, whether you blow them out or you get blown out or it's a tight game, you're going to be pumped up that Saturday.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Kind of seems like Northwest is on a roll right now. They've played 2 games on the road, won both of them, and one of them was against a team that they had lost to previous in the year. So playing on the road, playing against someone that they've lost to has kind of become an old hat for them. What are you guys talking about? It doesn't seem like there's really an advantage against the home field and have beaten them already.
We can't really necessarily worry about what their thoughts are. We can only focus on what we're trying to do and what we know we're supposed to do. So really, all we focused on now is just getting all our technique down in proper steps and proper alignments and all that stuff. So that way on Saturday we'll be ready to go.
Come playoff time, do you think it's just who wants it more, or what will it come down to?
Just performance, really. I mean, just making sure you run your plays properly and making sure that you do your job. That's all it really ever comes down to.
Bristan, how much you look at some forward to the challenge of playing Northwest again? How much do you guys look forward to that?
Well, everybody knows it's a big rivalry game, so that's just a great opportunity because you're going to get their best, and we know we're going to try and give them our best.
Joined now by Pitt State head football coach Tim Beck. Coach Beck will take questions from the group.
Coach, Brock Assistant for the Morning Sun. Could you just talk about the coaching staff and the job they've done all year on adjustments and kind of coming up with new wrinkles?
Well, I'll say this. I think our, the majority of our players are the same group that we had last year. We've obviously added a couple of guys that are difference makers, skill players, but the majority of our players are the same guys. Our coach has done a good job through the off seasons developing them, getting them to understand what we want in our system, and just Coach Weimers and Coach Rampy have done a good job of coordinating their side, and then all of our coaches have done a tremendous job, and they're a great group of guys that you have to get to know pretty well because you spend a lot of time with them. So we have times when we obviously argue and debate things quite a bit, but when we go to the practice field and we get out and get ready to go, we're all one group, and like I said, we just have a great group of coaches. We're very fortunate to have the group that we do.
How difficult is it to beat the same team twice?
Oh, I think it's very difficult to beat the same team twice, but bottom line is the last time we played them, we didn't play very good offensively. We spotted them a bunch of points defensively. And so, I think we're a much better team than we were at that time. And I know they're a better team as well. But, it's tough to beat somebody twice. But on the other hand, they've still got to come to Pittsburgh and beat us. And we're just not going to hand it to them. And, I know our kids and our players are going to play at an extremely high level. So we're in the final 8 of the country, and our goal is to try to get to the next round.
How much better is it to have another game at home rather than go on the road and say Texas and Michigan State?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's I think it's good to not have another bye again. We've had enough of those. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And we're back into a routine, back into a good routine. And so, throughout the week, you kind of understand the urgency of how you've got deadlines that you've got to get certain things done by, as far as scouting reports and your special teams play and the things that you want to get accomplished at practice on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I think it's a good structure for our program, to play again. And obviously we love playing here at Carney Smith Stadium. So I think that's a great advantage for us.
This game, knowing you have to play the backup.
Well, I've seen Joe since he was in high school, and if anybody saw him play in high school, he'd give you confidence because he was a tremendous high school player and a great competitor. Joe's kind of kid is, he hadn't got a ton of playing experience, but he's, made the move to inside linebacker, and he kind of followed the same footsteps as Luke in the fact that he didn't start there when he got there. He came as a safety and then was hurt and then got thicker and bigger, and so we ended up moving him inside linebacker. So he'll just continue to get him better and better and better as he plays. But the one thing about Joe is he's a fierce competitor, so he'll be fine.
This time of year, you're playing in December, final 8. What is that like? I guess what is it like for the team? Kind of new territory for you as a head coach.
Well, it is. But again, our expectations were high of this team, and I think that a lot of people were surprised that we won the conference championship. But on the other hand, we as a team felt like we had the capabilities of that happening, and so our kids have really bought into 1 week at a time and one play at a time, and we play with a tremendous amount of intensity, and I think that's again a credit to our coaches, but. We're in a situation where we got a chance to get to the Final Four, and we're excited about the opportunity. And we're playing in Pittsburgh, and the city of Pittsburgh is a great football town, and I know they'll support us extremely well.